I've been trying to get into journaling more because I love reflecting about myself and life in general. And what I thought about today is very interesting to me, and I hope interesting to you as well. I'm going back to university next month in around 30 days or so. And as this time is approaching, I took this year off as a gap year. I actually didn't think I was going back to university. Well, I wasn't planning on going back to university anyways, because at the time I started, just to give some context, I started working. I moved to the U.S. Uh, at 16 to go to community college, and during that time, I worked for a startup, super intense. I was very ambitious, still am, and I was working, you know, anywhere from 10 to 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, because I was just so deep into it at that time. I was young. I wanted to do big, big things, and I had a lot of energy back then. Then I moved into sales, did great things in sales, became a top rep, and was ranked, I think at my highest, my best week, I was ranked in the whole of US for our organization. Um, think I was top 10 or something. Anyways, I think I was top 10. I'm pretty sure, but it was my best week, but somewhere around there. I burnt out, moved back to Thailand because I wanted to work on my own projects and businesses, and I decided that I wasn't doing as great as I wanted to, and I felt like I was still missing a lot, even though I felt like I had it, but I didn't. And could I have accomplished what I wanted if there was more violent effort? Yes, of course. But I don't think at my stage right now, especially after I burnt out, it was a horrible burnout. It was constant mental breakdowns and panic attacks. I couldn't work anymore because of how much I pushed myself in those two, 2 to 3 years. So I don't think I was fit enough mentally to work those hours anymore. So at this point, I don't think I'm good enough to do it by myself, which is, you know, anyways, back to the topic. Going back to university next month, as this time is approaching really quickly, actually, um, part of me is excited, part of me is nervous. I don't think I'm more excited than nervous. I don't think I'm actually nervous. I feel a little bit of nerves though. And that got me thinking, like, what is nerves? What is nervousness? Right? So I searched it up. Nerves is a person's readiness, courage, and state of purpose. Sorry, sense of purpose when facing a demanding situation. So why am I feeling nerves? Why am I feeling a little bit nervous? I think, yes, part of it is, it's affecting my readiness, I guess. I don't know. I am uncertain if I am ready for university. I was never the greatest in school. I don't think. I always hated studying. So I love education, but I always hated studying. I love educating myself on things that I I'm very, very passionate about. I love, watching business courses and things of that nature, and business breakdowns and consulting, you know, cases. But I don't like studying for some reason. Anyways, there's a really big point that I'm about to get to that I think a lot of people might find very, very interesting. And the point is, I am unsure if I am ready for university, but for some reason, I have no doubt that I will succeed in university. That might sound a little bit egotistical, but this has been a recurring topic that I've been talking about and having a lot of conversations about with my peers is about this exact feeling, right? With a lot of my friends, we grew up in playing sports, you know, played basketball, tennis, volleyball, whatever, a lot of sports. And this concept in sports is very, very interesting, right? And I love sports, so I love talking about this. Especially basketball. Um, People do a lot of like one-on-ones, right? And I love hearing, professional NBA players talk about what would happen if they went one-on-one with another player, right? And it's never weird. It's never ever weird that a player saying that if they were to go against another player, that they have 100 full confidence that they would win, right? It's never, to me at least, it's never weird because it's just that self-confidence. They have that confidence in themselves that they can beat anyone they're put in front of, right? They trust in their ability, which I think everyone should have this mindset or mentality, because although I am not sure what is going to come or what challenges or what I can expect, I can assume the challenges that I will face in university or in life. But I will never know, right? I will never know what challenges I will face, but somehow I have full confidence that I will be able to handle it. And I've been talking to a friend recently, um, and he just doesn't have that confidence. He has compared himself to someone in uh, a much in the number one, literally the number one university in the world, which he had the opportunity to get into, but he didn't. Um, he didn't pass the final interview, but he got into a top percentile of the placement test, which is rare to get rejected after you get a really high score in the placement test. But he messed up on the interview. So now he thinks he is not better than the people there, right? Which to me, I we had this conversation and I just thought, man, like you need more delusion, you need more confidence, you need more, almost like a superiority complex, Like you need to be so confident that even though, yes, you are at a disadvantage because you are literally not at the number one university in the world, you need to have the confidence that even if you are put up against one of those people, you will beat them 100%, 110% of the time. And I guess that's the lesson, not a lesson, but a reflection of something I've been thinking about lately. I think it's very interesting. Like, I think that's a really good mentality to have in life is, although yes, I still get nervous, I still feel like I am unready or not ready for a situation or whatever it is, a big challenge that I am faced, I am very rarely scared of failure, or very rarely does failure even come up in my head, where I just feel like I am capable to face any challenge. And part of it is, and to get confidence, obviously confidence comes from competence, which comes from courage to take the action, right? So you are only confident if you have, unless you are delusional, you are only confidence, sorry, if you, unless you are delusional, you are only confident because you have competence. And to get competence, you need a database of action that you have taken action on, right? For example, confidence is, if I were to shoot this free throw, right? In basketball, if I were to, let's make an easier example. If I were to shoot a 3-pointer, right? Uh, for example, like Stephen Curry. If Stephen Curry is confident that if he shoots a 3-pointer, he will make it. He's confident, right? But why is he confident? It's because of competence, right? Because he has made more threes, I think. Uh, You can double check me on this. But, well, he is very well known to be the best shooter of all time, right? So that is competence, right? And competence comes from action, which is, well, you need to make more more 3-pointers than anyone has ever made in the history of the world, right? That is the action. If you are a person who has made more threes of all, like, in the whole history of basketball, if you have made more threes than everyone, you're most likely to be competent. And if you are competent, which is repeatable action, you are most likely confident. You are most likely confident, right? So that's the sequence. And for me, I've had I've faced many, many challenges in life, and many, many failures, more failures than success. I feel confident that I, whatever failures occur or whatever challenge comes up or arises, that I will be able to face it, because I have before many, many times. That is what I think everyone should feel like. And that being said, I am confident for university, but I still am nervous. And I think nerves is not a bad thing. I miss nerves. I miss this feeling. I haven't felt nervous in a while. So if you are not confident, get competent. To get competent, you need to take action. So go take action and do some self-reflection. I think it's really good. Try journaling.